Can you have a little water over there on that
Yeah.
table, bud? Thank you.
Yeah.
Look at those little arms.
There we. Hi from Jamaica. Hello. I'm gonna wait for more people to come in because like I feel like it's really like I want to talk about it because it's been like fucking on my mind a lot.
I want to say something first, though.
Okay.
We're gonna wait till more people come in, and I want to make sure people screen record this so they have it. So they have my word.
And mine.
We're both in college, so no, we're not supposed to be in school. We have classes at block periods.
And Corona prevents people from going to school.
Yeah, so
And I work full time, so I really should be at work more than anything. But
Alright.
I do not.
make
feel
sure
it.
somebody's screen recording. Someone screen record this.
Oh. Why are you in the whole?
Okay, so me and Rylee made a bet. So if any of you were watching the news recently, Annie Coney Barrett.
Wait, where's my Android?
This is mine.
Before we say anything else, because I need it.
Oh my god. Not on the floor.
So if I'm gonna watch it somewhere.
You're sitting on it.
Oh.
Oh, I thought I saw it.
What? What? No. I need it. I need
You're
it.
ridiculous.
I need it.
Can you look for it if you're...
You guys need to look for it as long as you talk to them.
Oh, it's right here.
Take it.
Alright, so like I was saying, get the blanket back on me. I'm wearing underwear. Okay, so if you're paying attention, make sure you're screen recording this, because
Where's our flag? Do you have a flag?
no,
You do. It's in the closet.
flag. Oh no, it's in my place.
Oh, you hung it up?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Like I was saying, before I was interrupted multiple times. So if anyone was paying attention to the news recently, so Amy, Coney Barrett got injected or put into the Supreme Court maybe 7 days from the election, which is very, very bad. She's a conservative judge, so she's more not activist based, and
She's
so
not activist based, period. It's an awful woman.
yeah, so basically she is against gay marriage, against pro-choice, all of natural human rights that
Women
we should
rights, LGBTQ rights.
Black rights, POC rights, immigrant rights, basically every like human right you could think of that isn't a white male. So basically me and Rylee made a bet. Or not a bet, really. It's not really a bet.
It was more of like we shook on it
Yeah.
because
This is
it's not only for us to protect us, but really it's for, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
one of those things where it's like, okay, fuck you, I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah. So basically, I told her the outcome of November 3rd, either Trump or
Come up?
Biden. What?
It'll come up.
The event,
Oh.
the outcome of November 3rd,
Oh.
the election day, whatever it is, if Biden Harris wins the election, we will not get married. Or
No.
we won't. Well, we will. I will propose. Everything will go back to like how it was planned. We will get married eventually.
Like everybody else's lives get to be.
If Trump-Pence administration wins on November 3rd again for the second term, he does not get to create new plans until January 1st, where he's re-inducted into presidency. So before January 1st, before any rulings can be overheard in the Trump-Pence administration, me and Rylee will be getting married. We will go to
City Hall.
We will go to City Hall
and
get married. Because by law, even though they can take away your right to be married, they can't take away your marriage license.
Mm-mm.
Because it was a pre-existing law.
Right.
So if that happens, if Trump gets reelected, me and Rylee are going to go to City Hall and get married. And it's just going to be us. And I mean, that sucks. So we can have another marriage.
Yeah.
Another wedding.
Hopefully when things turn out brighter.
So I don't want Trump to win. But like, because I like had plans to propose, and we know that we're gonna be together forever.
Well, women's rights are getting taken. Well, right now there's still a fuck ton of places, even at my work where I'm pretty positive, that men get paid more than women.
True.
Pay rates are not equal between man and woman. That's fucked. Now you have someone who has a chair in Supreme Court that can tell you, oh, that's fine.
Which is weird, because she's a woman herself.
She doesn't give a shit.
But that doesn't
She grew up in an environment where men do the work for her. Men do this, men do that. Men are always going to be higher than women in her eyes.
So if that happens, we're gonna get married.
It's like, it's
Scary.
sad. It's really sad how this country is going to shit. Like, literal shit.
Amy wants to be one of the boys. Amy will never be one of the boys. Honestly, I think Biden is going to win, not because states like Florida and Texas are slowly going blue.
Even
and
Pennsylvania
is turning blue. Like these like places that have been red for years, for many years, have been turning blue, and 60 million people have already voted before the election. Like, they voted early, which means that more people care. Usually, we don't have this big of a voter turnout, like, because of the fact that people don't think their vote counts. But because of people wanting Trump out of office is why people are voting early.
But people just are not understanding. I feel like before, politics weren't big as of a deal.
Yeah,
but
politics weren't.
There's big decisions because we have this amazing new generation that wants to be equal, that wants to fucking do something about it, that these fucking old people,
which I think it's funny,
they didn't do shit about,
is that the next 4 years is going to be deciding my future. Like,
yeah,
old people have already lived out their life. They've already gotten married. They've already done all these things. They've already gone to college. Like, if Trump wins, is that my taxes are going to be raised because I'm in college and I'm a working class citizen, and because I don't make $1 million plus a year, I don't benefit from any tax reductions or tax write-offs or anything like that, and which is like, this affects me. It affects who I'm marrying. It affects my family for being POC. It affects my right as a woman. Even though I'm never going to get pregnant because I'm gay, but I feel like my sister should have, if my little sister ever got hurt by being raped or an unexpected pregnancy, or a man took advantage of her, she should have the right to abort that baby. Not because that she hates babies, it's because she has the right to choose what she wants to do with her own body. And if she doesn't want to put herself 9 months through like treacherous pain, I feel like a woman shouldn't have to do that if she does not want to.
Mm-mm.
So we're voting blue. Did you vote, or did you register?
I didn't get my mail-in ballot yet, no, but I did register.
Good.
You fucking kidding me? Everybody should.
This is what we're gonna do on election day. We're gonna go to the polls and we're gonna fill out our ballot ahead of time and drop our ballots off.
Yeah.
Because the ballots this year are very not good. The ballots this year are very Trump supporters are making sure people vote for Trump and standing outside of election polls and like rioting in front of the polls. That's why so many people have already voted early, just because of that. So I don't know. Do you want to sleep our sleeping kitty?
Yeah.
I don't, Bobby. I don't.
Oh, you're such a sleepy kitty.
Look how little she is. She's sleepy.
No matter what, people need to realize that Trump is strictly ran off a dictatorship. He's not for the American people. He will never be for the American people. He will never want a group vote. He will never want a say in what his choice is. His choice is his choice, and he doesn't even want to hear a fuck about it. And a lot of you people, not you, but like people who support Trump aren't understanding that not everything that he says is like, I don't even, like, people should always have a say. You should have a say. Not everything that he says is something that you're going to agree with. But if you are going to re-elect him back into office, you will never get a fucking say. You will never get a say. You do not get a say unless you vote. You don't get shit until you vote. Like, that's just how it is.
I feel like voting should start at age like 16. Look at the sleepy girl.
And it's crazy, but like sometimes the polls get so fucking close. They get so close. And
Remember Obama and Mitt Romney? Obama.
Oh, that was close.
Obama and Mitt Romney had the very, very, very close one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Obama didn't even win the popular vote. Like, I don't think he did.
I remember that.
Shut up. If you say Trump 2020, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck
up.
Nobody likes you. Like, are you doing it for attention? Like, nobody fucking likes you. Nobody fucking likes you. The only reason why you're saying Trump 2020 is because you have no idea anything about politics. And you don't understand any of the world around you. It's not even funny, is that how Trump supporters, they actually don't even benefit from any of Trump's policies. Like, Trump raises taxes for the working class, which majority of the people who are voting for Trump are Southerners that make less than $35,000 a year. So you're getting hella taxed. He's taking away all of these things that are supposed to benefit you, like healthcare and shit like that, when you are the people who literally need it the most. Like, my family's fine. Like, my family, if Trump gets elected, their taxes aren't going to be raised because they make more than a certain amount a year. Like,
mine will always be.
Like, but if you think you, oh, I'm sure you make more than both my parents combined, considering that my dad, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm sure Nick Hunt, who's probably around like 9 years old and probably makes his money off of his parents' allowance.
You can't even vote.
You can't even vote. You can't even vote. How do you think you were gonna make money, man?
And I think a lot of the times people who are our age and say, which there's not a lot of them, but people who are our age and are in support of Trump's campaign still live with their parents. First of all, they don't have to work because their parents give
Of
them
course,
money.
his name is Nick. I make more. I'm 19 and I can vote. Let's see, bud. Oh God. Oh God. Ew. Yeah, no. I'm sorry, but I don't believe you when you say you can vote because you literally look like a little girl. He probably has a little one.
Like, you have to think about it. Like
He's
this.
not.
I'm gonna be straight up, okay? Hi, Cora. I'm never straight, but I'm gonna be straight out there. I used to listen to what the fuck my parents said, and I used to think that everything that they said was the whole truth and the whole what I had to support. Guess what? My parents are not in support of Biden. They will never be in support. Well, except for my father. He has different views on it because I kind of, like, introduced him to it and was like, oh, yo, here's what's up. But nobody's body shaming. I'm not body shaming anybody.
Just anyone who is a Trump supporter looks like a little girl who...
I wasn't done. But you have to think about it like this. Haley and I pay our own taxes. We are adults. I don't live with my parents. I moved out. I live on my own. I pay my own shit, have to pay my own fucking bills every month. And that is that. You will never understand until you get to that moment what is important for this country, what is important for your life, what is important for your neighbors' lives.
Well, that's untrue. Is that some people who are younger understand it.
Yeah.
When they're educated.
Right.
Most of the people who are, like, people who are uneducated and lower class are usually the ones that vote for Trump, which literally, he actually hurts your family rather than helps.
Our cat is teething, by the way. This is not hurt at all. She's play biting.
Yeah, she's
teething really bad. I got her a toy, but she doesn't really like it.
I don't think she can fit it in her mouth. It's too big for her mouth.
Do you want to get it quick? Also got a collar that's too big.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all are preaching that I'm about to steal the kid. Abby, I love you.
Shut up. If you are a Trump supporter, literally get out. I am muting all of the Trump supporters. Get out of here, Kelsey.
No, I want to hear what the fuck they have to say. I want to hear what your exclusion is.
Probably low. I'm just letting...
Kitty, tell me.
I feel like people who say Trump 2020 are just people who need attention and didn't get it from their parents.
Does, yeah, kitty. Yeah, I love Cora. Also, for some reason, our cat really loves AJ McDaniel. Don't know why, but every time that her TikToks come up on my phone or Haley's phone, she's just, like, addicted to it. She won't watch any other TikTok but fucking AJ's. We had the funniest video yesterday, right?
Hi, Bubba. Hi, little girl. Hello. Boop. Can I hold her? Can I hold the puppy? I don't.
But anyhow, her name is Mila. Mila Sage. Look at her little pinky patties.
Typical leftist. Of course you think. No, it's not that I'm bashing you. It's just you are voting for somebody who's taking away all human rights. You're a woman. You are a woman. You should be voting for Biden. because of Trump taking away rights of women, Trump taking away people of color's rights. He's taking away rights for the gay community and the LGBTQ community. Like, you are a woman. You should know firsthand the oppression that comes with this country of being a woman and having those stereotypes lean on you for your whole life. Saying,
think about it like this. You will never get paid as much as a man. Ever. You will never get paid as much as a man.
You will never
that's how this country is.
You will never get paid as much.
Rights that you will get taken
your
away.
husband, whoever you marry, your husband, he's going to tell you that that women should stay at home and work. Women should take care of kids. You have the only right to bear a child for him, and that's the only thing that you should do. You won't even have a right to that child. Trump does not support... Do you read the news? Do you read the news? He inducted Amy Barrett into the Supreme Court, who was against gay marriage, and she directly said that she was getting rid of the Equal Rights Act. Trump has said multiple times on television that he does not like the gay.
That's what it is. It's just, it's not right. And I've never seen the government act so fucking fast. They should have acted faster on COVID. That was an awful... His plan for COVID was fucking awful. That's why
he didn't have a plan for COVID.
Plan.
He didn't have a plan for COVID.
He didn't give a shit. He doesn't believe in science. He doesn't believe in fucking climate change at all, which is a huge fucking problem that no one wants to pay attention to. And you might think, oh, that's not a big deal at all. But when your water goes to shit, when everything goes to shit, you'll see why. You'll see why science is important.
See, the thing is like, it's not that I liked Trump when he was a millionaire and when he was in New York doing business in hotels.
What's funny
and
is
restaurants.
He had different views before when he lived in New York.
When he
and
lived
then all
in
of a sudden he's in office and he's fully Republican for what?
Trump was if you live in New York, majority of people, probably 99% of people are Democratic. He had different views when he lived in New York, and he hung out with Jeffrey Epstein for one thing while he was in New York and doing those things. But he did have leftist ideas. But
he was pro-choice.
He was pro-choice. He supported the gay community. He talked about that he himself would never want to get an abortion done, but he said it's a woman's right to choose. And then as soon as he comes into office, he becomes a Republican. And with, like, the standing crowd, is that because he wants the votes, he wants the attention, he switched his views over.
New York is a Democratic city, and it's gone to shit because our president is a piece of shit. That's why it's gone to shit.
He loves to blame people for things like... Remember back when Bush was elected as president and 9/11 happened on his watch and hundreds of thousands of people have died in that building because of Bush? Who did Trump blame in the news when he got interviewed about the towers? He blamed Bush. So why don't we blame him for the climate change of the melting ice caps and
a virus that shouldn't even reach U.S. territory?
A virus that should have never reached...
Because this nation is unprotected.
He did not close the borders in time at all. He did not take any precautions.
There's walls, right?
But there's walls. But there's walls.
Where?
So... I'm just saying is that Trump...
Like, Biden would have gone better to protect the COVID. Yeah, he could have. He could have shut down the airlines between China and America. He could have done that.
He should have shut down all airlines going on to any country going that way should have been shut down immediately as they figured out that COVID was a thing. Because they know how infectious diseases spread. Like,
Cody's mad.
This is not the first time we have seen an epidemic happen before.
Pandemic.
We had the swine flu, Ebola. Whose presidency was under Ebola? Obama. That was not just in Africa. It spread throughout Europe. It spread throughout Eastern Asia. Ebola was 10 times more killing of a disease than coronavirus is.
Ebola reached U.S. territory,
And
but it
five
never got
people,
further.
five people
Five
got
people.
sick. 5 people got sick. 3 of those people unfortunately passed away, but only 5 people on U.S. soil ever got Ebola under Obama. Under Obama taking care of this issue. Do you see how he handled it? Is that he first told the people first, even though that the people got scared. He told his American people first, and he took care of it on his own, and like it never progressed after
Nobody
5
panicked.
people. They found a cure for Ebola within 2 months. This disease is very similar to the flu. It's a patent product, which means it's man-made, so it can
About corona.
so it can be reversed. A patent product of humankind can be reversed. Every disease that has been made patent, man-made, which means corona was man-made. It was not ever bad. Somebody leaked bacteria into food and somebody ate it. And the mixture between those 2 products was man-made and patent. So that is what is getting people sick. And that is why it's airborne. Because majority of the time, if you have a sickness with these symptoms, it's not usually airborne, it's usually bodily fluids, and that's how you know that it is patent. And stuff like this can be reversed, but because of his low interest in helping the American people, that is why we have not found a vaccine for the coronavirus. And that's why millions of people around the world daily are dying of it. And you look at places like Switzerland and Sweden and New Zealand who are out of the pandemic and clean.
Completely.
And it's because their rulers took charge and they made sure that they helped their people first before anything else. And this is why is that I don't want to have to think, oh, like my grandmother is gonna die of corona because Trump didn't do anything about this. I don't want to have to sit and think when I'm 25 years old, ready to get married to the love of my life, and be like, oh fuck, I can't get married because somebody thinks that because I want to kiss a girl that and their Bible studies should have anything to do with me. For one thing, we separated church and state a very long time ago when the founding fathers entered this country. People who stole land from other people planted their shit on this soil and took land, and they said church and state should be separated. And so that is what they did. They never mixed views from the Bible into
Government power.
Their government power. And now all of that original founding fathers who were brilliant people, it is fading away because human rights are getting taken away. Church and state are combining. Like my love for my girlfriend should have nothing to do with whether I should be able to get married to her or whether I should be able to have kids with her or get health care.
It's insane.
It's insane.
It's really insane.
It's really insane. Is that you believe in this, you believe that, oh, like gay people, like because of the Bible, it's unnatural. It's in the Bible that you should not do that. Like,
what's funny is most Christians nowadays, I've never met a Christian that has wanted to just kill a gay person, that has wanted to take away their rights. I'm a Christian.
They're botching the Bible basically in order to fill the void that they are just uncomfortable with the progression of America. That's exactly what they're doing, is that they're using the Holy Bible, something that they should be raising above their heads and putting on a pedestal and giving their life to and their love to and sacrificing things in their life to make themselves better. And they're using a single verse in that Bible to use it against people that are same sex. And that is the only reason why they are doing that, you know? And this is why that some people just have given up on the Christian and Catholic churches, is because their priests are molesting little girls and boys. They're taking these words in the Bible and saying that you should not be gay, you should not do this. But here they are with tattoos and wearing all these different designer things and taking money from innocent people. But that's not a sin, but being gay is. and being a Trump supporter does not mean that you're a bad person, but it means that things like equality, racism, climate change don't affect your life or like come into your mind enough for you to want change. You are so set on being this 1900s community when we need to advance ourselves. Like, I want to see people driving Teslas everywhere. Zero emission fuels should be a thing. You know how many jobs we can create with zero emission fuels? Probably more than the fossil fuel industry, because that is killing us. I want to see people get married and keep their rights. And I want to see people of color being treated equally, whether they're an Asian and they're not being blamed for the coronavirus, or you're a black person, you can walk down the street at night feeling safe, or whether you're an indigenous person and your rituals can be saved, or if you're a Hispanic, you don't get called a middle class or a gangbanger or a cartel owner. Like, these people should be able to live their life just as normally as a white person. But that's not going to happen under Trump. That's not going to happen unless Trump and Pence do not have a plan to help people. They have a plan to help the 1% and big companies like Amazon and Tesla and Facebook, and all of those people have gone into the Supreme Court and they have been testified in something, and they have all been somewhat privileged in a way, whether that's white privilege or pretty privilege or money privilege. And the American people who are in the middle class deserve to not get taxed millions and millions of dollars. We shouldn't have to the rich shouldn't have to get tax write-offs every year when we're struggling every day.
Someone said, listen to these two. This live stream has taught me more than school. And that's another thing that will be taken away, because we right now have freedom of fucking speech, which is completely constitutional. The most unconstitutional shit that Trump wants to do right now is he wants to run a fucking third term if he gets the second term. And that is the most unconstitutional fucking shit that you could ever fucking do. You broke the fucking Constitution.
The reason why we put that in rule was not because that we don't want to keep presidents. We don't want to keep the good presidents around. Like, remember when FDR ran for president and people wanted him around for years? Is that they put that place in so that people can't slowly gain power over time and take over a country. Like Hitler and people in other communist countries, that they take the power for multiple years, and people get so used to it so that they slowly start raising their power and they take over as a whole. And people want you to run and run and run for election over and over again, but your term is 8 years, and Trump wants to run for a third term, which is literally illegal. It's literally illegal. Like, it's literally written in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights is that you can't run for 3 terms. You can only run for 2. And that's the funny part, is that he thinks he can do whatever he wants because he is Trump, not because he's the president of the United States. Because he is Trump and he thinks he can run for 3 terms. That's not going to happen. That's illegal, and that should never happen. And your president should never joke about that. It's ridiculous, is that you can't sit here and hurt all of these people and not take accountability for the coronavirus and hundreds of black people dying because of your corrupt police system, and people getting slaughtered and hung because they're gay, and Asian people are being lynched and taken of their houses because people are literally like blaming Asian people for the coronavirus. And that question, what are your thoughts? Okay, so my thoughts on abortion. So I'm obviously pro-choice, but I'm pro-choice in a way, is that if you're dumb enough to have sex with somebody without a condom, without birth control, I think that you should really consider your actions and keep the child if you are dumb enough to do that. You know, I wouldn't be against anyone having an abortion, to be honest with you. But if you are just a dumb, stupid teenager that doesn't use protection and just fucks around with all these men, you should have to keep your child and understand your consequences of being dumb. But if a woman who has a problem with her uterus or fallopian tubes has some kind of disease that affects her ability to have children, and her children are going to come out with a lot of health problems, she should be able to abort it. If a younger girl, or actually any girl of any age, and you get raped and you get pregnant, you should be able to abort that child. If it was an unplanned pregnancy and the man left you and he is not going to help you with any child support whatsoever, you should be able to abort that baby. Okay, and
I definitely am one of those people, coming from a Christian view of things, that, like, I understand pro-life, I really do. But in another sense, you have to understand that adoption is a really hard process. Not everybody gets accepted to put their baby up for adoption. Not everybody does.
Adoption's, like, a very, like, you can put your baby up for adoption. It's a lot harder than it looks, because if you are a biological mother of the baby, is that you have to take care of that baby until somebody else can take your baby and adopt them. And that process is a very long process, and it's a very hard process, and it takes a lot of people coordination, more than just you and an adoption center. It's a lot more than that. So, you know, I would not care, like, if Rylee got pregnant and she had an abortion, I would not think any less of her, especially because she has problems with her uterus and other parts in her female reproductive system.
But that would never happen. I would just like to point out that this is just me. Everybody's body is different. But if I were to get pregnant, I would not abort the child. I would never abort the child. Unless I was raped, I would never abort the child. I don't think I could ever do that, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying that right should be fucking taken away just because I don't want it.
If you don't want an abortion,
then don't.
Ask the man. If women should not be able to get an abortion, all men should be required to have a vasectomy, and it's reversible, and see, things like this is what needs to be pointed out. So if you're going to point out, like, a woman was irresponsible at having sex, you also have to take accountability of the man as well.
Yeah.
And say, hey, you shouldn't be, fucking screwing these girls, getting them pregnant and leaving them, So, like, things like that, I'm just like,
The phone going off. Oh. You might want to answer that.
Yeah, it's my thing.